Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, going to be Fantasy and Bisu on Vermeer. This is an RGB replay. He sent it to me about a week ago and followed up yesterday to make sure that I was going to cast it because it's incredible. Top left, it's going to be Bisu, our Protoss player. He's purple today, and in the top right, it is a white Terran. It is going to be Fantasy under his Smurf name, QUE, QEW, QQE. So Fantasy is known as the Vulture Terrorist because he is incredible with Vultures, especially in this matchup. So he's going to give Bisu a very, very hard time today. Can Bisu overcome it? We will have to wait and see. So it's a PvT for those of you who enjoy the PvT matchup. Or maybe you're just a Bisu fan who doesn't necessarily enjoy the PvT matchup, but you enjoy Bisu. Or maybe you're a Fantasy fan. There are a lot of reasons to come here. Maybe you're a Falcon Paladin fan or just a general StarCraft fan. And any StarCraft replay that is broadcast, you are interested in. So, here we are on Vermeer. A nice, giant, 4-player map. Are we going to go in Nexus first here from Bisu? Or are we just going to play it safe? Gateway, Cybercore, Expansion. Same question here for Fantasy. Not going to go Command Center first. Got a barracks on the way. It's going to be a Nexus first here on this 4-player map from Bisu. Yeah. All right. So this can be punished if it's scouted early enough. But again, it's a 4-player map. So the odds of that happening are 50%. All right, Steve the SCV, scout. Scout like your life depends on it. Zoom, says Steve the SCV. We've got shirts with Steve the SCV at falconpaladin.store. Oh no, scouting the wrong way. Chose wrong. Flipped a coin. Head up. What was I trying to say there? Flipped a coin. Came up tails, but it was heads. Sad. Truly sad here for Fantasy. Alright, so Bisu has what I like to refer to as a massive, insane advantage. Yeah, probe coming in says, okay, he's not here. There's no way a probe is coming from that angle to his own base right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and... wait. He's cross-spawning? Did he just figure out, based on the timing of that probe getting over here, that he's not in the bottom left corner? Because that's crazy if that's what he did. Dude, Fantasy, you genius. Okay, so here's what you can do. You throw down a bunker here, right? You start sending Marines. Oh, this Marine's coming. Yeah. Okay. So you're like, oh, well, my enemy has a gateway coming up, or rather a zealot on the way. Really? Is he going to try to punish this? Marine coming across. Bunker construction begins. Can the SCV stay alive? Oh, get back to work. Get back to work. There's a cannon coming up too. You know what? I think Beast is going to shut this down. Yep, that's a dead SCV. A zealot's out. This Marine and these... Oh, he pulled some of the boys. I mean, this bunker's not happening, so this isn't happening. I really don't like this from Fantasy at all now. I mean, maybe with these SCVs body blocking, you can kill this zealot when you wouldn't be able to normally. Look at this SCV micro, man. Look at it. Oh, and then a probe gets in, takes down a Marine. More Marines are coming, but that cannon finished up, and that's it. So Fantasy's going to go home having pulled the boys for nothing, really. I don't think he even killed a zealot here, did he? This one's very injured, but not dead. Oh, boy. Okay, so that was doubly bad. Nexus first, bam. Done from Bisu. Pulled some boys. Bam from Fantasy. Did not win the game. Did not really even put Bisu that far behind at all. Bisu did pull some probes, lost some mining time there, but has the ability to replace that probe time just with more probes. He's got 2 bases. All right, Fantasy. Is he going to one-base this thing? Is he going to try to show up with a bunch of Marines and tanks and kill Bisu from a one-base perspective? I almost feel like that's what he has to do here. He's so far behind. Winning the game now is sort of a big deal. Look at that Bisu's game sense. He's like, there's probably something out here. Let's go check. There was an SCV. Just kind of scouting to see if these Zealots are going to move across the map and try to kill him. And yeah, little Marine tank thing here. Siege mode's on the way. No expansion. Bringing an SCV with him. Probe says, oh, no expansion? Might have to pull some boys here again. Might have to pull some probes to survive this onslaught. Dude, siege mode is done. I don't know, 3 zealots. 3 zealots really should be able... Okay, unless you don't... Here come the probes. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. Look at these probes chasing this tank down. We're performing a citizen's arrest on you, sir. Look at this. Okay, zealots got killed. Oh, citizens arrest and they get the tank. Are you kidding me, Bisu? Sure, it's a lot of lost mining time, and these probes can't really go home right now because there are a bunch of Marines and another siege tank blocking them from doing that. Okay, this game is bananas. It's absolutely insane. RJB was not wrong to recommend this one. Check him out. youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Do it. Link in the description. Oh boy, these cannons are dying. Oh, if that bunker finishes, picking off this tank's going to be nigh impossible. Oh, okay, that was a little bit sloppy from Fantasy. Look at these probes. They're trying to perform another citizen's arrest. Oh my gosh, these probes are like, they're going to get promoted to actual, like, zealots or dragoons if they keep this up. Oh, another SCV here. Like I said, waiting for that bunker to finish means you can't kill the tank as easily, and bam. All right, they got the tank. They're going to get this tank too. Ow, 2 dragoons remain. Bunker's up. Marines inside the bunker. No cannons here, but bunker not in range of the Nexus. Expanding behind this is Fantasy, because why not? These probes are still on a journey in the wilderness. Are they going to be able to come home? I don't know, but guess what? Singularity charge is done, so this bunker is not nearly as powerful as it was about 3 minutes ago. Amazing. Absolutely insanely good stuff here. So more factories being produced. Men are transferred down to the natural base here. Vulture's out. They don't have spider mines yet. They don't have speed yet. Alright, so spider mine's done. Speed for the vultures next up on the priority list. Spider mining this third base potential for Bisu, but maybe he's going to expand over here instead. Did you think about that, vultures? Maybe not. This has been such an amazing game so far, but man, that tank getting killed by probes is not something you see every day. But again, it's Bisu we're talking about here. It's not some random scrub Protoss. He's playing under a barcode, but it's our guy. Observatory coming in, worried about the spider mines that are everywhere. Understandable concern. Dragoons do not have free reign on the map until he's got an observer or 2 with the army. So for now, just kind of hanging out. If vultures come up on them, they got to try to snipe down those spider mines before they lay. So, I don't know. Place your bets here. Bisu or Fantasy here at 8.5 minutes. I mean, it's something. Yeah, I think that's a good thumbnail. Probe surrounding a helpless tank. Vulture, siege tanks, fighting here. Look at that spider mine target firing there too by Bisu. So sick. So sick. Really good stutter stepping from Bisu, though. I mean, this is just absolutely great. He's got the range. He's got the observers. Just trying to delay until we can get to this high ground. And there you go. Siege tanks high ground. Are you? Yeah. Even taking that shot was dangerous for sure for Bisu. Shouldn't like that at all. Also, still not taking a third base. He's getting a Templar Archives instead of taking a third. He doesn't really have the cash for it anyway because he's spending it on stuff like shuttles. So maybe a Storm Drops in the future here. But yeah, I mean, a 2-basing Terran with 42 workers is going to be more cost efficient than a 2-basing Protoss with 42 workers. He did clear out the spider mines here, and maybe that means he's sending a probe up. Yeah, so going to go for that third base now at 10 minutes. It just feels a little bit late, but again, Yeah, for the Nexus first opening, for your third base to be at 10 minutes is kind of crazy. Stargate coming in, couple DTs on the way. Okay, so instead of going for Storm, he's just going to make some DTs first with that money. Perhaps get Storm started when he's got enough gas for it. And a third base under construction over here too. And there's gas here on Vermeer at this third base. A lot of maps, this base that's just outside of your main is only minerals, but they give you a gas geyser here. This is a very gas-heavy map, Vermeer is. Stargate is probably going to be for Arbiters. I don't see anything that indicates this is going to be a carrier setup off a 2 base on the open. This will tell us... Nope, that's a forge. This will tell us it's just a gateway. All right. Vultures trying to bully their way in here. I mean, they'll fight Dragoons in smaller numbers for sure, but if a shuttle's picking them up and keeping them alive, then your fight is kind of problematic. We got a turret up in case an observer flies over here, or an arbiter tries to get in here, or a shuttle wanders over this way too. Yeah, bam, bam, bam. No shields for you. Thank you for your time. Is this... No. Nope. Vultures. Can they get in? No, but they're getting some probes that are trying to transfer up to this third. Man, Vulture Terrorist makes another strike. That was amazing. Showing up right when those guys are trying to transfer up. Their friends make it. Arbiter Tribunal is on the way. Oh, shuttle dies. I think there were just a couple Dragoons in there. So, I mean, maybe trying to make Fantasy think it was a Storm drop or a Reaver drop or something, so he pulled the SCVs, but in the end, it was just a couple Dragoons, I'm pretty sure. Or, I don't know, maybe it was empty. Maybe it was a total fake out in general, but that seems like a kind of just a waste of 200 minerals. Vultures. Ah, you were plugging this front door and you lost it. Suicide. Vultures in the house. These are YOLO Vultures, man. And they got a couple probe kills, but nothing major. 58 to 56 total workers here. 3 base to 3 base. Fantasy feeling all right. I gotta say, considering his opponent, Bisu, subnotes, got a Nexus first opening on him. Fantasy's doing all right. I think he's feeling okay. Here he is, Vulture terroristing again. Look at this hard wall. Bisu respects the Vulture terrorist, man. He's like, no. How about you not get in here at all? They're like pressing their face up against the glass. Let us kill you, they say. The probes are like, no! Backed up against as far as they can away from this area. Hilarious. Stasis coming in. Makes sense. Don't really want to skip Stasis if you're making Arbiters. In this matchup especially. Not that you really get Arbiters in the other matchups. It's really mostly a Terran thing. Charon boosters on the way. Worrying about those Arbiters. It's always a concern, and always a concern that carriers could be coming in here too. So Fantasy doing what Fantasy does. Just being on top of his game. Getting a science facility out for EMPs. And 4th base is now warping in right this very second from Bisu. So finally. I mean, Bisu had the advantage when he had 2 bases to 1. And then he lost the advantage at 2 bases to 2 and 3 bases to 3. Now it's back with 4 bases to 3, which is what he wants. A recall getting researched, and just making sure there's no spider mines down here for future expansion paths, because this probe really wants to expand over this way, and I can't blame him for it. Bisu kind of going a little bit ham on this expansion timing. Gotta appreciate it, I say. Bum ba bum bum bum. Hope you're having a fantastic day today, by the way. A couple days ago, I did a Sunday stream that I labeled as Scraptastic, because there are 3 or 4, 5 different games in there that I labeled Scraptastic on their own, where it's not maxed out armies. Nobody can get maxed out. It's just constant scrapping and fighting, and people are dying, but they're rebuilding bases in other places to try to stay alive, and There were nukes in 2 of the games. There were lockdown in 1 of the games. It's insane. Vultures found your little hidey hole, but not enough to take down this Nexus, at least not before the Dragoons get here. But seriously, if you're not a fan of the Sunday stream, let me tell you something. The Sunday stream is bookmarked. So you click on it, and then down below, where it shows like how far you are into the video, it tells you what game is where. So you can be like, I don't care about fastest map. You could skip all the fastest map, because I'm only here for the larva game that was there on Sunday, by the way. I only care about the larva game, so let's go ahead and skip everything that's not the larva game. Easy. Right? I wanted the game with nukes, which I labeled as a game with nukes, and bam. You can check it out. Nice obsnipe. So Sunday stream, easily accessible for anyone. You don't have to scroll through 6 or 7 hours of content to be like, is there anything on here I like? No, you just go to the bookmark system and you're good to go. Look at these vultures, man. They knew that wall was there. Like, I don't know what they were trying to do. Look at this hard wall, too. Bisu says, all right, enough being on the defensive here. Time to absolutely kick butt and take names, and we're going in. Stasis up. Vultures take down, or vultures. Goliaths take down the Arbiter. Zealots kind of get cleared out here. It's largely a Goliath defense here. Are there enough siege tanks to actually get rid of the Dragoon count? Zealots running their way into Spider Mine hits. Vultures and Goliaths kind of stuck up a little bit behind there. Another stasis from another Arbiter here. And that was a trade. That was a beautiful trade by Bisu, trading Dragoons out for those tanks. And everything's okay. I mean, these tanks could be dead. Instead, they're in stasis, and they'll come out just fine and dandy. EMP just about done here from Fantasy. We saw him get that science facility a while ago. Man, look at this. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases for Bisu. 3 bases for Fantasy. Not looking particularly good for our Terran player here, but it is Bisu. What Terran looks great against Bisu other than Flash? You know, it's really just Flash. I think that's the entire list. You know what? Busting up this ramp seems pretty viable. 2 Zealots on a ramp? Oh yeah, that Zealot's dead. This Zealot's dead. 1 Vulture dead. 1 Cannon also dead. Alright. So maybe a little bit greedy going for this 5th base, but I don't know. Fantasy's getting a 4th base right now, so maybe it wasn't. But regardless, it's being punished. Not enough to defend it. Look at him spider mining this area to delay reinforcements. High ground siege tanks covering a ramp. And spider mines too. Oh gosh, he's gonna save this Nexus, isn't he? What a gallant move here by Bisu, coming all the way down with his entire army to save his 5th Nexus. I don't know if it was game winning, but it was required to keep the lead. That's a lot of siege tanks. Bisu says that's a lot of siege tanks, and he backs right on out. Doesn't want to engage in the middle of the map here whatsoever. So 4th base is rolling here on Vermeer. This is a good map for macro games, man. It's huge. There's tons of places to expand. There's tons of gas at every base. I mean, the normal amount of gas on every base, but whatever. Vulture's not really finding targets to kill. I think they're hoping to find High Templar in this group they can wipe out, but not really happening. Oh, coming down here and killing a single probe is hilarious. He's just, you know, he's willing to sacrifice all of his vultures to kill a couple probes. That's his whole thing. It's his whole shtick. He got the whole army to come down and chase these 2 vultures again. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Wow. Big old SCV train transfer. 58 SCVs. A bunch of them are in this stack. Down to the 4th base. Main base is mined out. 2nd base is looking healthy for now, but who knows for how long, and the answer is not long at all, probably. Another base from Bisu. Yeah, this is Macro City. Storm's on the way at 19 minutes. Seems a little bit late for the Protoss. Fantasy, on the other hand, is just working on further upgrades, more vultures, getting more missile turrets out in case this happens. But you're recalling right onto spider mines, good sir. Ow. 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 An EMP on this group would be pretty sick. Look at everybody getting stuck trying to come into this base and save it. These are +2 Dragoons, sir. That command center can only move so quickly. Oh, they're going to chase it? They're going to... Oh my gosh, they're going to get it too. They're going to sacrifice all of their Dragoons and get it. Massive win for Bisu. He's expanding again. Oh, this game. This game is very close to over. The sheer number of Bisu has. Bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Oh, this Nexus died to something that I totally missed while this was happening. It was very exciting over here, though. I mean, it must have been siege tanks. I don't see how vultures do this. So yeah, Fantasy rebuilding is 4th, while Bisu casually has like a 6th base rolling in, or a 7th. I don't even know, man. Up, and a recall the natural base, 2. Taking out missile turrets. Maybe they can get this command center while they're at it. Fantasy says, all right, that's enough. I'm tired of being on defense now. Let's just go. Let's go across the map. We've got +3 attack on our siege tanks. We're never going to get any better than this. High ground Dragoon count doesn't seem particularly incredibly healthy. Yeah, probes dying. Oh, there are way too many probes here at this natural. There's at least 12 probes at this natural base. More on gas. This is turning into a pretty crazy thing. Arbiter trying to swing around into this 4th base again. Getting shoved away. These Arbiters maybe stasising or... Yep, stasising that ramp. Reinforcements can't get down, but look at this. And look at this. This base. Okay, this game's incredible. Incredible. Left side, 9 o'clock base for Bisu down. Natural base down, but did he just recall up into the main base? He certainly did. There was no other way to get up here. He's taking out vultures as they pop out of factories. He's killing supply depots. He's going after machine shops. This is abject chaos. I haven't said that in a while, I feel like, but vultures cruising down, because what else are we going to do for Fantasy? We're using vultures to kill stuff. That's the spirit. Army coming back home to try to save his base. EMP tossed down. I think that was... Yeah, EMP did get tossed down. Arbiters have no energy left. This little science vessel did its work very well. Okay, 6th base down. 5th base also in a lot of trouble. Arbiter just got killed. 7th base doesn't have anything added, but it might be in trouble too. Unless Fantasy doesn't know it exists, which is entirely possible. Arbiters, look at this spread. So Stasis can't catch a huge clump of stuff. Really nice spread here. I mean, it also helps that they naturally kind of create a snake format as their pathing tells them to come up here, but nevertheless, dude, these guys have been in here for like 10 minutes. 3 kills, 6 kills, 5 kills, 7 kills on these Dragoons. A recall in to defend. D-Matrix is up. DT's in the house, but there is a science vessel here. I'm not sure the DTs are going to get a lot done. Oh, Spider Mine, good connections. Maybe some more damage to these tanks than necessary, but wiped it out. This base in a lot of trouble. This is crazy. Natural base gone. 3rd base gone. 4th base gone. Bisu taps out. And Fantasy gets our win in 23 minutes. That game went from, Bisu casually has 7 bases to 3 bases for Fantasy, all the way to Fantasy wins. I gotta say, recalls into the main base of Terran don't seem to result in wins as much as Protoss would like them to. I've cast a number of PVTs where a recall in the main base just doesn't kill everything, and then the Protoss loses soon after. It's weird. What killed this? I am scientifically curious as to what killed that base, because there's nothing around it. Oh, base is already dead at 20 minutes, huh? Okay, backing it up even further. Hit that like button, though, if you enjoyed it. Amazing play from Fantasy. Dude, at 19 minutes? Oh, it's just dead at 19 minutes. Okay. So, yeah, these 4 tanks showed up. Bam, 3rd base dead. Then they sat here for a while, and they unsieged and said, we are needed elsewhere. And they noped out of there. Okay. So that was the beginning of the end here for Bisu. Lost all this mineral income, lost all this gas income. Has this base down left, is warping in a new one, bottom left too. But then it's the recalls that really spurred Fantasy to action. Yeah, this recall comes in. They get the command center, which is just... Oh, it's so good! Again, sacrificing some Dragoons, but totally worth this expansion, this expansion. So yeah, at this point, Bisu's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, working on a 6th base, and Fantasy's on 3 bases. 3. Again, I'm intentionally counting bases that are mined out because it's kind of even on both sides. And then recall in the natural base, which kills the command center because I don't think Bisu did try to run it. Then kind of stopped trying to run it, and it straight up died. Eventually. There we go. And then, yeah, it was just Fantasy being like, all right, well, let's just send 3 or 4 tanks over to kill this base, and we're going to kill this base, and it was really the inability of Bisu to defend this base that caused the end of the game, right? He recalls to defend the game, to defend the base. He's got with what he has. He stasises, and then he, I guess, waits for enough. Yeah, waits for enough energy for a recall. 50, 150. Let's go. Recalls in, but there are DTs as part of this comp, and there's 2 science vessels here, so like, it wasn't gonna work. So that base dies. These all get cleaned up. And GG. It's a base mining for Fantasy, and it's no bases mining for Bisu. There is a bank here for Fantasy, too, which I don't think that Bisu can know. But, you know, the economic situation is untenable at this stage. He just doesn't have anything left. Yeah, just the casual base evisceration there. And this game started with a Nexus first that Fantasy tried to punish. Failed to do so. He lost a tank to probes and won this game. That really should never happen. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, 23 minutes in, 156,000 points for Bisu, 173 for Fantasy. APM higher for Bisu, but APM isn't everything, is it? Outproducing the Protoss, killed similar numbers of units. This is a big deal here. A lot of vultures, man. Again, the vulture play was amazing. Buildings raised about even, and then resources are going to tell us a story, kinda. Bisu did outspend the Terran by about 6,000 resources in 23 minutes, which is borderline enough. It's just at the end of the game, there was not any income for Bisu, and there was income for Fantasy. So you can outspend your opponent, but if you have no cash, and they have cash incoming and you don't, you're gonna have a bad time. All right, so GG. Awesome Terran win in a TVP against Bisu, no less. Well done, Fantasy. Heads up. I've had some complaints lately, like, does Protoss just win everything? And the answer is no. Protoss does not just win everything. This is a Protoss loss, a Bisu loss, no less. I mean, it's Fantasy, but still. Fantasy's great. All right, GG, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.